Good evening,
Hello.
Hello.
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In case we don't see you, which we won't.
In case we don't see you, good morning. Welcome to another Sunday Fun Day extravaganza,
Welcome to October.
October Fool's Day.
Yeah?
Yes, it's just as much as any other Fool's Day. It's the first of the month, October Fool's Day. Halloween in 30 days, 29 days?
30.
30,
It's on the
31st.
31st.
Halloween
That's also
in 30
my 1
days.
year anniversary at my job. It's
On Halloween?
Yes.
Wow, spooky.
I know. I'm like some kind of business skeleton.
A business skeleton. Okay. Yeah. I'm Shannon.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Matt.
Yes, and we are three people. We are the third person podcast, where we come in once a week and we talk about goofy stuff and some little stories and current events, and then we go about our day. Uh, Glad you could join us. Welcome aboard. If you're here, go ahead and, if you could, hit thumbs up, like, subscribe, whatever. Follow, all the good stuff.
Number go up.
Yeah. Thumbs up on YouTube or Rumble. Follow on Rumble. Subscribe on YouTube. Whatever the difference is, I don't know. Yes. So we've got some stuff on the agenda for today.
On the docket.
Yes. I can pull up the docket here. Yes. So we've got some goofy little videos. We've got Speaker of the House McCarthy forcing a reporter to basically admit to lies. Vice President Kamala Harris dodging an abortion question. Dumbledore is dead again. Government avoided shutdown. Boo. Emotion. UAW shutdown. Yay. Government is shut down. Boo. Emotional support alligator. Always fun. And an ammonia truck in Illinois, depending on where you're from, like Louisville or Louisville, Louisville,
I think Louisville is a different city.
Louisville or Louisville. Yeah, that's what we've got planned for you today. If you like that, cool. Like I said, hit thumbs up. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Let us know in the chat what we can do better. Yeah, close that. I can see that. Cool. Our numbers were up again a little bit last week. Not as much as 2 weeks ago, but up from the week before. We're a little over 200. Yeah.
Thank you all for your support.
Yes. Thank you for your support and contributions. Hopefully this is still set up for the video. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't sure if the browser was still set up. So, what do you want to start with?
I don't know. Sean, pick something. What are we starting with?
Let's see.
Let's just hold on. Let me go. I'm going to start with something just goofy real quick. All right. This is a clip this is an old clip that I heard years ago. And it's like, I think it's like 15 seconds. So let's see if I can pull this up here. Get it to not play yet. Where's the volume at? Okay. Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is an old video, but I've got it under videos that everybody should see. This is like, like the news when they do like a man on the street type of interview, like if something happens, and they always find the stupidest, most redneck, like homeless, like yes. So this is one of those cases.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, ain't got nobody. So this is a lady describing what happened at an accident where the police came out, and you'll see why I like it in a second. Let's see. And I think we've got the audio fixed for videos, so last week's echo should be gone.
Well, this is what I think. I seen the cops knocking the truck window out, and I thought they was giving the man UPS. I thought the man was dead. That's the way it was.
I thought they was giving the man UPS.
Yeah, short little video. I wish I was looking to see if I could find a longer version of that interview, but that's all there is. But like I said, that's probably 10, 15 years old at least. At least when I heard it, I don't know how old it was then. And you can even tell the video's kind of. I thought they was giving the man UPS.
I thought he was dead.
I mean, if you're giving UPS, you might be dead. Whoop. Look at that production. All right. Well, that was that one. That takes care of that one real quick. All right. Sean, pick something to talk about. Not that one, because that's not actually anything.
Okay. Let's talk about the emotional support alligator.
This is another short little story. I think there should be a video in that link. It's like a minute long.
Okay, emotional support alligator. Which, I mean, when I think emotional support, I think alligator.
Yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like one step up from an emotional support snail.
What?
Emotional support.
I think I would get more emotional support out of a snail
No,
than
you're
an
going to get
alligator.
brainworms.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Osmosis? I don't know. Alright, so let's see what the alligator story.
Here we are, Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia.
That guy's way too enthusiastic.
Here
by the
we
way.
are.
That guy, he's like our carnival barker. And the volume's
Jesus.
way up,
Of course.
Alright, let's try this again.
We are Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia Phillies, and this is it. This is the game we've been waiting for. The emotional support alligator, Wally. He's here, but unfortunately, you said Phillies won't let him in.
They won't. The security won't let them in.
I
In
can't
Philadelphia.
imagine why.
In Philadelphia, an alligator.
This is something I would expect like a Florida person would have.
What
Hey.
kind of leash do you get for an alligator?
Well,
by the way?
I think it's a small dog leash, judging by the looks of it. But Sean, the thing about the Florida man with an alligator is alligators are in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's no alligators. Well, there's one.
There's
an
at
alligator.
least one.
There's at least one. Maybe it's one of those sewer alligators.
Maybe.
You always hear
I thought
about
those were
those.
crocodiles in the sewer.
But I don't know the difference.
The shape of their mouth. One of them's like a U and one of them's like a V. Like they're more pointed.
Yeah, that doesn't help me anything. If
One
I'm being
will see you in a while and one
if
will
I'm
see you
being
later.
chased by an crocodile alligator, I'm not going to stop and see what shape his mouth is.
One sees you in a while, the other sees you later.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes. All right, let's see what else I got this.
He's an ESA out
Okay. How many ESA alligators are there?
there. One in the world.
One in the world.
There's one. Yes, there's one.
Incredible.
You need a jacket. You need one of the vests.
He's got to make a whole club.
I mean, maybe if they
And
had
that's
the vest,
him.
they would
That's
let
the
him
only
in.
one.
And a movie star.
They don't even
We'll
have
move
a
the harness.
muzzle on its mouth.
It's they have a harness on it.
They don't even have a muzzle.
Let me tell you, if an alligator, even a small one, tries to like get away from you, I don't know that you're going to be able to hold it back.
No. And he's biting right through that strap.
Well, he can't turn his head that far.
Their bodies, like, they don't have like a neck, but their bodies twist pretty good. I've seen them like attack.
I don't think they can attack on their back like that.
I don't know.
Like he could turn around and like get to a part of the leash probably, but he's not like biting the harness off of himself or
But they're
anything.
fat. They're quick when they attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just go into one of those death rolls and just wrap it around them.
Fun fact, it takes like very little force to keep their mouth shut because their jaws are tuned to snapping,
Right.
but not
I don't
opening.
know if I call that a fun fact. Scary fact.
Well, that's fun. If there's ever an alligator in front of you, just grab his snout
Yeah, and then what?
and then yell, cry for help. You're
You're
alive
just gonna
to call
do that
for
little
help.
shake roly thing, and you're screwed.
I love the shake
Now let's just
roly
sit
thing.
on him.
Alligators and crocodiles
What's that?
chose not to evolve just so that they could slam their prey into the ground.
Yes, it's basically dinosaurs. We're looking at a dinosaur.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
The only thing that stops alligators or crocodiles, whichever one, from living forever is that they physically cannot eat enough to sustain their body after
Yeah,
a certain
they
point.
just-
They
yeah.
just keep growing.
Well, snakes are kind of like that too.
Are they?
I think so. I think snakes just keep growing as long as they can keep eating. That's like fish. I mean, like when you were younger. I don't know if you remember. This might have been before you were born. Celia had a goldfish, and it was the only fish in his tank. It wasn't a very big tank. The tank was like octagon, like this maybe, like that. Like the goldfish got like this big.
Really?
It just kept growing.
That is incredible. Animals are weird.
Yeah. It just,
Some of them.
and they say like the fish will grow to fit the size of the tank, but this fish was oversized for the tank. It was just like you couldn't do anything. It just like turned.
There are just some animals that they just say, you know what, old age, not going to worry about it. Just going to keep growing.
It's yeah. That's a dinosaur. I think most fish are kind of like dinosaurs. They've been around forever. What else?
Especially the
what is
deeper
that?
you
What
go.
else is like a dinosaur?
Chickens related.
Yeah, but
Birds
that's
in
not the
general
same.
have
Well,
a relation to
bird-
dinosaurs
well,
pretty fairly close.
birds are all drones.
Yeah, obviously.
Conspiracy theory.
I think most reptiles are very dinosaur-like.
Yeah.
Especially like
Lizards
Komodo
and
dragons.
Komodo dragons, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's
Anything
pretty-
you'd encounter in a desert's probably supernatural.
Yeah. I mean, like whales and sharks and that kind of stuff is like
Oh, I think whales have just been around forever because
Prehistoric.
nothing can kill them.
like prehistoric dinosaur type stuff. Anyway, let's see what else. Is there any more to this?
Yep.
20 seconds left.
A lot can happen in 20 seconds.
What movie was he in?
He's Loki Gator on the show Loki. Lay down.
I was going to. Is it okay if I touch his back
Yeah,
right
you
here?
can touch anywhere. See, look, just rub.
I would
Wow.
Is it okay if I touch his back? I mean, if you're feeling lucky. It's like you can touch him anywhere.
I can't believe I'm
touch his
touching an alligator.
Rub his chin.
Rub his shin.
tongue?
Hey, look.
Stick your head in
He's
his
doing, you can
mouth.
do it.
Here, he gonna rub your chin.
See, look.
What?
That's a child.
Here we are, sitting.
I'm not letting my child touch an alligator. I don't
no.
care how trained you say
I'm
it
not
is.
letting anybody touch an alligator.
I think that the Phillies were on the right here, not letting that
Well,
in.
first of all, they'd be like, he's in the wrong state.
Yeah,
It's like-
first of all, how is he even
I
surviving?
don't even know what the Florida baseball team is, but he needs to go down there.
Dolphins?
No, that's football.
I don't know
That's
anything.
Miami Dolphins. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't do sports.
Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay's got a team. I don't know. Somebody knows. I should know because it's sports and I'm a guy, but I don't. I don't follow baseball really until they get to the playoffs, which is soon actually.
I don't follow sports at all.
Me neither.
I
And
watch
when
the Super
and
Bowl
when I do, I
commercials.
watch the. I root for the Yankees. That's like this past year we went to the Cincinnati game and I rooted for the Yankees.
Did they win?
They did actually. Yeah.
Nice.
And it was a work thing, so it was the whole section was Toyota, and like half of the Toyota section was rooting for the Yankees. The lady behind us was like, "I think I'm in the wrong section." So that's that one. That's a good deal. So emotional support, Alec. Which I don't know. Cat, number one emotional support animal, because they just want to cuddle and give hugs.
Yes.
Dogs, I guess, kinda, because they're furry and somewhat soft.
They can be very in tune with a person's emotions.
Yes, I'm not a dog guy, but I get it. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Maybe a bird, like a parrot.
I think I'd want like a
I think
ferret
you need
before
something
a
you
bird.
could hug.
Like a ferret, like a weasel.
Ferret.
Those things are nice and
I
funny.
don't know about a weasel.
It's like the same thing as a ferret.
Weasels are like backhanded and sly.
It's like the same as a ferret.
Weasels are notorious for going behind your back.
I want an emotional support raccoon.
No, I killed one yesterday.
You killed one.
Or this morning, actually.
That's a shame.
My ride home from work this morning. I'm about a third of the way home, and I see two little beady eyes. It was still dark out, so I see two little beady eyes on the left-hand side of the road.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, stay over there, whatever you are. And I'm getting closer, and the eyes disappear. I guess they turned away from me. And then, like, they come back, and they're, like, in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh, we're going to do this, aren't we? So, it's like, so then there's two of them, and they start scurrying. I'm like, oh, now I got to hit the brakes, and the one didn't make it. And I'm like, oh. And then about 15 minutes later, this I didn't even see it. I just heard. I'm just driving along. Like, what was that? And like, smelled skunk. Like,
Okay, skunks deserve it.
it was an emotional support skunk.
No, that's worse than
They
alligator.
say skunks make great pets. They have them
Says who?
descented. Yeah, you never heard that?
No.
I actually have heard that. If
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
them descented, they're actually really nice pets.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because they don't do anything.
Yeah, they're like a cat, basically.
Yeah, they're like a cat running on mouse hardware.
You know what animal
Marsupial.
I could never get because your mom's asthma is a fox.
Yes,
I've
Yeah.
always wanted a
that's
fox.
a cat running on dog
and you
hardware.
can get one for like $300 to $500, like a domesticated fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally.
They're
get a
like
fox.
they're cat
Oh, yeah.
dogs. They're the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I would love a fox.
They have a funny laugh too.
Yeah, they go. That's not what
That's
they
a hyena.
That was bad.
Now you're just quoting Lion King.
Foxes
Yeah.
do have a weird noise, though. All right, what's next, kid?
All right. So, since Sean has no clue what any of these are, pick one, Sean. Oh wait, hold on. Production, I've got to get out of the screen real quick.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Oh, ooh, that's a close one.
got to keep the
You don't want
production
to
value up.
look behind the scenes.
All right, Sean, pick a story, any story.
No,
No, not that one.
now that one. Okay. Let's look at the Dumbledore is dead again.
Dumbledore dead again.
Right.
Again,
Again.
this is very recent. I think this is in the last
I
few
am-
days.
Yeah, I am not up on this story, but
I haven't read it, but I've seen it. Like I've
so
seen
the original
headline.
Dumbledore died.
Yes, and this is the guy who replaced him in the later movies.
Right. Is this a video?
It looks like it is.
Let's see what the video says. Oh, that guy.
He died in '82. What's he look like?
Tell me
Albus
they have no
Dumbledore.
superior force.
Never underestimate the enemy.
This is just.
The Dementors will be stationed at every entrance to the grounds. Now,
looks
whilst
like
I've
the
been assured that their presence
They
will
look
not
a lot
disrupt
like-
our day-to-day activities,
Actually, they also use CGI.
a word of caution.
Sorry, you got APTN audio. I'm sorry.
Following us out.
So this is just clips of it. Let's just read
Yeah.
the story.
When was this story posted?
September 28th, so
Ah.
3 days ago, 4 days ago. Michael Gambon,
Gambon?
the Irish-born actor knighted for his illustrious career on the stage and screen, and who went on to gain admiration from a new generation of moviegoers with his portrayal of Hogwarts headmaster Albus Dumbledore in 6 of the 8 Harry Potter films, has died. He was 82. So, he died of old age. The actor died on Wednesday following a bout of pneumonia. His publicist Claire Dobbs said Thursday, "We are devastated to announce the loss of Sir Michael Gambon, beloved husband and father. Michael died peacefully in hospital." Ever notice that over in England across the pond, they say
He's
it's
in
in
hospital.
hospitals, not in the hospital or in
Yeah.
a hospital or
In hospital.
it's in hospital. With his wife Anne and son Fergus. That's an unfortunate name. At his bedside. His family said in a statement, well, that was read wrong, but
Oh well.
he died, his family said in a statement. While the Potter role raised Gambon's international profile and found him a huge audience, he had long been celebrated as one of Britain's leading actors. Never seen this guy before in my life. His work spanned TV, theater, film, and radio. Over the decades, he starred in dozens of movies, from Gosford Park and The King's Speech to the animated family film Paddington. He recently appeared in the Judy Garland biopic Judy, released in 2019.
Gosford Park sounds like an extremely British movie.
All of those sound British.
Well, King's Speech
Even
is,
Paddington, that's not even really.
King's Speech is like a World War II thing. Actually, I've
Oh,
seen
I
a
was-
little bit of it. It seems pretty good,
I was
honestly.
thinking Game of Thrones. Only because I've been watching. Gambon was knighted for his contribution to the entertainment industry in 1990. I didn't know you could be knighted for that.
They can knight you for whatever they want.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess, but I always thought it was some kind of you had to.
I mean, like
Ian
Patrick Stewart
McKellen,
was
something.
also
Patrick
like-
Stewart.
Yeah, but I always figured they did something else other than just be entertainers. I'm like, I mean,
Those two, maybe. I think Ian McKellen he fought in a war. I don't know about Patrick Stewart though.
so
I don't
who would we knight in America as entertainers? I mean, you could talk an Al Pacino.
Can we knight Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger probably. Sylvester Stallone maybe.
Tom Cruise would probably end
Tom
up.
Cruise definitely. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise definitely. I'm trying to think of someone. There's another one. Al Pacino-ish. Al Pacino era. I can't think of his name. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Definitely not.
He's
Oh,
still
yeah.
making good movies.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do you call? What do they do a night for a woman?
I think it's still night.
I mean,
I've
it's
never heard of a
it's
woman
still
being
a
a
knight,
knight.
but I don't know that they
A
do
dame?
that.
A lady, a dame.
I don't know that
There
they
was the
do
one
that.
actress that played M in James Bond. She was Dame Edna or something. Maybe it's Dame. I don't know. Don't know all that England gobbledygook.
Their title is Dame.
Yeah.
Oh, there,
Dame.
You go.
Dame Judi Dench, Dame Maggie Smith.
There you go.
Two examples of that.
So the role of the much loved, I think beloved is better. The much beloved Professor Dumbledore. Is there a difference?
No.
Loved and beloved?
No,
Not really,
not
no.
really.
Was initially played by another Irish-born actor, Richard Harris. When Harris died in 2002, after 2 of the films in the franchise had been made, Gambon took over and played the part from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban through Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
He once acknowledged not having read any of J.K. Rowling's books, arguing that it was safer to follow the script rather than be too influenced by the books, which leads to a funny incident in The Goblet of Fire, where in the book it says Dumbledore asks
You're going off
calmly.
script now. Okay.
I am.
I'm trying to follow you on.
No. This is just a little trivia bit. In the book, it says like Dumbledore calmly asks Harry, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" And in the movie, the scene is Dumbledore is like walking, stomping up to Harry, going, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" It's hilarious. Just the total tonal dissonance between the book and the movie.
Gotcha.
That didn't prevent him from embodying the spirit of the powerful wizard who fought against evil to protect his students.
Pictures. Co-stars often describe Gambon as a mischievous, funny man who is self-deprecating about his talent.
I want to be known like that. That's how I want to be known.
Self-deprecating?
Mischievous, funny, and a little bit self-deprecating.
He didn't say a little bit. He might have been a lot of bit self-deprecating. Actress Helen Mirren fondly remembered his natural Irish sense of humor. Naughty, but very, very funny. Which is pretty much how Irish people are. Fiona Shaw, who played Petunia Dursley in the Harry Potter series, recalled Gambon telling her how central acting was to his life. He did once say to me in a car, "I know I go on a lot about this and that, but actually, in the end, there is only acting," Shaw told the BBC on Thursday. "I think he was always pretending that he didn't take it seriously, but he took it profoundly seriously." Irish President Michael D. Higgins paid tribute to Gambon's exceptional talent, praising him as one of the finest actors of his generation.
Michael D. Higgins is a very Irish name.
Yes. He's the president, so he's supposed to be very Irish.
Is this a whole autobiography?
We're like 2/3 of the way through. We don't have to finish it if you don't want.
Wait, he made his theater debut in a production of Othello. Isn't that a
Oh.
board game?
It's a Shakespeare play.
I thought Othello was the little white and black piece.
It is. But it was a Shakespeare play first. I think it was first. Which Othello, the game, is actually based on an old, I think it's from England, the game of stones or whatever. Turn the stones over. He used to play with different colored stones. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. A lot more words.
A lot of words.
A lot of words.
He did a lot of acting.
He did. Done good.
He did done good.
That guy done good.
Yeah. Dumbledore, cursed role. The actor's dead again.
Yes. Harry Potter. How many movies are there?
8.
Harry Potter 8, Dumbledore 2. If you're keeping score.
The first one only made it through 2 movies.
Oh, yeah, I know it doesn't really work that way. All right. Where to next?
Me again, huh? Of course.
Well, yeah, you don't know what any of these are.
You're right, I don't. Listen to the abortion profession.
The what?
The
No,
abortion.
okay, so this is Vice President Kamala Harris talking to a reporter who's asking her a question about abortion since Roe versus Wade was overturned. I'm not even sure how current this, when this was.
September 10th.
So fairly recently, about a month ago. And Kamala Harris repeats over and over how clear she wants to be, and then proceeds to be not very clear. So let's see if I can. If there's a play button, but it's already playing. I'm very confused.
No, that's just a loop.
It's playing a loop.
Works. You have been.
All right, stop. Restart. Put this on screen. Thank you, producer. All right, let's see what Kamala Harris has. The wordsmith has to say.
Works. You have been very active on the issue of abortion and rallying behind the idea of this federal law to restore what was upheld in Roe versus Wade. But to do that, Democrats need 60 votes in the Senate. They need a majority in the House they don't have. They need the presidency. The math doesn't add up. So don't you need to level with the American people and say this is not a realistic promise to make for 2024?
Congress has the ability to put back in place the rights that the Supreme Court took from the women of America.
In theory, it doesn't have the votes to do that.
That's why we have elections. And that's why we are seeing around this country that when this issue is on the ballot, from Kansas to California, people vote.
A couple things. First of all, Kansas to California is only half the country. Kamala, you need to get a globe or a map, whatever.
New York, California would be a lot better.
Yes, South Carolina, Virginia,
Florida, California.
Yeah.
From New Jersey to California.
From sea to shining sea. Amber waves of grain.
My
Other
country,
other
tis of
words,
thee.
yeah, other words from that song. That's first. Second, the Supreme Court ruled Roe versus Wade is not constitutional, so you can't just make a law to make an unconstitutional thing a law. You'd have to actually change the Constitution.
Which we don't do.
Which I think takes more than what they're saying.
It takes a lot.
You can't just pass a law saying, okay, this is law now. Well, no, they already said it's unconstitutional. Just because you say it's a law doesn't make it constitutional.
Yeah, there's a reason we only have so many amendments to our Constitution.
Yeah,
We
you
don't
need like
want to
3/4.
change
I think you need like 3/4.
You basically need a majority.
Like
No,
a
you need
vast
more
majority.
You
need
just
like
need a simple majority for a law. I think you need
Yeah,
like
you need-
3/4.
You pretty much need the entire House and the entire Senate and the President.
It takes a lot. We
Yeah,
don't
that,
do it.
that ain't happening.
That's why we don't
and
do
if
it.
you make a law, the Supreme Court would just shoot it down because it's the same people. Nothing's changed. So they would say, well, that's just as unconstitutional as Roe versus Wade was.
Yeah.
Let's see what else she says.
in favor of upholding basic freedoms. The vast majority of Americans agree that the government should not be making this decision for the women of America.
What is it that you believe? I mean, what week of pregnancy should abortion access be cut off?
We need to restore the protections of Roe versus Wade.
Which
We're
was-
not trying to do something new.
Well, that was
There's-
nebulous because it was about viability, which could be anywhere between 20 to 24 weeks. And so
no.
That was in
let me be very
the
clear.
Women's Health Protection Act that
Let
the White House also
Let me be
endorsed.
very clear. From day one, The president has been clear. I have been clear. We need to put back the protections that are in Roe v. Wade into law. Since the Supreme Court took it, Congress has the power and ability to pass legislation to put those protections back in law, and Joe Biden will sign that bill. So that is what we want.
But does it need to be specific in terms of defining and where that guarantee goes up to and where it does not? At which week of pregnancy?
We need to put back in place the protections of Roe versus Wade.
You know why I'm asking you this question, though. Because
we're not trying to... But
I think she wants the protections of Roe versus Wade back.
I think she does. And Joe Biden will sign it.
Which really, Roe versus Wade had nothing to do with abortion. It was about patient confidentiality.
Really?
Yeah. Which it's a 14. I think it's the 14th Amendment. It's a right to privacy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's, which is basically they couldn't prosecute someone for late term abortion if it's illegal in that state because it's a doctor-patient privilege kind of thing.
Yeah, only the doctor and
So-
the patient should know about it.
Yeah. So if you want to murder someone, as long as you do it between you and your doctor, you're cool.
And Roe versus Wade did specify about abortion.
Yeah, but it wasn't. The case wasn't really
It
about
was
the
it says
abortion.
based on the right to privacy contained in the due
Right.
process clause.
The ruling wasn't about the abortion part. It was about the privacy part.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're not trying to do anything that did not exist before June of last year. We
When they ruled that it was unconstitutional.
are saying...
It wasn't crafted into law. And that's why I'm asking you for the
But if-
specifics there,
if-
because Republicans say the lack of a precise date in cutting it off. You know this. They say that allows Democrats to perform abortions up until, birth.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is statistically not accurate.
And it's ridiculous,
I
and it's a
understand that.
mischaracterization of the point. No, the point is...
But
the
do you
point
need to
is
be
we
more
have to-
precise?
I am being precise. We need to put...
Wait, we need to put what? What do you think she's going to say?
I think she's going to say we need to put Roe versus Wade back into law.
I thought I was thinking she was going to say we need to put that baby back in there.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
We need to put the forceps
into law the protections of Roe versus Wade. And that is about going back to where we were before the Dobbs decision.
But if there is the possibility through legislation to provide any kind of guarantee at the federal level, any kind of protection, like the Republican proposal of 15 weeks protection.
The Republicans
Is
are
it
also
worth
the
doing something?
members of the Republican Party are also proposing a national ban. The thing that
I'm talking about the Lindsey Graham bill, as you know, and those proposals of giving some access, though that's 15 weeks. Why do you think it shouldn't be specific? Out in New Mexico, for example, the governor there says it shouldn't be nailed down to a week because it should be a private matter between a woman and her doctor. There shouldn't be a precise number put on that. Is that what you believe as well?
I believe that we should put the protections of Roe v. Wade into law, and the way that will happen.
Here's your vice president. A woman of many words, but few of them mean anything.
I don't think she said many words. She said the same words, and she
said a
just
lot of
jumbled them
words,
up a
yes.
little bit.
Yes. So, yeah, she's totally dodging the question on how many weeks.
I
how
think we
many
need
weeks,
to
how
put
many
Roe
weeks.
versus Wade back.
No. I don't know what you're... We've never really talked about abortion, I don't think.
No.
I don't like abortion. I think abortion is murder. I am okay with allowing abortions up to when you get a heartbeat. Like, if there's, which I think is 6 or 7 weeks in. So I'm okay with the morning after pill kind of thing. I'm okay with, like I said, 6 or 7 weeks. I mean, that covers for rape and stuff like that. You're not going to wait,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with that. I think after there's a heartbeat, you're killing something. So that something's a human.
What if after there's a heartbeat, there's a complication discovered that the mother would die in childbirth?
But and I'm pretty sure if not 90 something percent of the state laws about abortion have exceptions for health of the mother and child. Which, yeah, I get that. Like if it's a choice between the mother's going to die or the baby's going to die, that's a family decision. Like somebody's going to die, you're not killing something. Either way, someone's dying. Like you are killing something, but it's going to happen either way.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And like I said, I'm pretty sure most of, if not all of the state laws regarding abortion cover that. Like that's a, for the health of the mother kind of thing is like a standard thing. That's, and it's not like, and I've had talks with people, women, that get upset when I say I feel like abortion is murder, especially if they know somebody or if they knew somebody who had losing my voice and I don't have a drink. If they had, and specifically someone I talked to, someone who had a miscarriage, and they're like, well, miscarriage is medically labeled an abortion. It's a natural abortion, but it's still an abortion. I'm like, well, obviously, we're not talking about that. I'm like, I'm not holding you accountable for murder for a miscarriage.
For something
obviously.
that you can't help.
Yeah, this we're talking about medically induced abortion that is not for the health, welfare, or health of the mother, like, yeah, or the baby. Like, I mean, if like, and even I could see a case being made if the baby is, if they do a test and the baby is like highly malformed, like, then I could see a case being made for that, or severely hindered. I'm trying to put this in a nice way without using the R word.
If there's something developmentally wrong
yes,
with the child,
yes, there you go. I'm very tired. I
which
had to
can
work last
happen
night.
from if there's, I think, like drugs still in the mother's body, or
Right.
Various
And I
circumstances
believe,
cause that.
and I probably not as many as the like the mother dying. States also have clauses for that. A lot of them. I'd be willing to say it's probably not as many as for the life of the mother. But I'm sure I know there's a lot of states, probably about half at least, that have clauses for that too. And you can go to another state, because now it's state by state. So I mean, you could go to another state and get an abortion if you want. It's a state issue, which is what it should be, really. Although, like I said, I do believe abortion is murder, so I think not so much even a state issue, but it's a start.
I don't really agree with abortion unless it's like for the health of the mother or anything like that. But I also believe that that women should have the right to make that choice for themselves.
See, I don't. Why?
Because we're a free country. It's
Well,
all about the
I'm
freedoms.
with you up until there's a heartbeat.
Because if that person never enters the world, there's nothing being lost from the world. Like in my view, like people that are already here and living.
But if it's got a heartbeat, it's living.
I don't see it like that. And I mean, personally,
So
I don't
how late-
see it as living.
So how late in a pregnancy
I don't
should
know.
you be
I don't
allowed
know
to
how
abort?
pregnancy
Like,
works. I'm not going to pretend I do. But just like me on a very personal level, I just
like 8 months in.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not claiming to understand everything of the issue. All right. I don't know the specifics. I don't know how pregnancy works. I just believe that it should be up to the person whose body is in question.
Have you ever felt a baby kick in someone's belly?
Probably.
So that's a living being in their belly, poking and kicking. See, that's why I have a problem with it. Sure, they're not in the world yet, but they're alive. They have feelings. I would imagine. I mean, I can't prove they do. People can't prove they don't. I mean, if they're moving around, they've got brain activity going on. I don't know.
Like I said, I don't agree with it.
Right.
I just think that it should be their
which
right to choose.
Yeah, I take it a step further, and I consider it murder. Basically, you're stopping the heartbeat of a human, which is murder. Like
I understand that,
yeah. And that's our Constitution. Everyone has the right to live. Basically, that's Sean. Thoughts?
I don't agree with it.
You don't agree with what?
Abortion.
Okay, well, neither of us agree with abortion. We just have different views on it. Neither of us like it. We just have very varying views on it.
And really, I mean, ideally, I would say not. I would go as far back as not at all. But I get, like, there's cases like rape, stuff like that, where I wouldn't expect someone to have to raise a child that came out of rape. Fine, but that can be covered in that first until you get a heartbeat, which, I mean, really, in my mind, as soon as the cells start multiplying, it's alive. But I'm willing to compromise. America's about compromise. You can't. It's not just one or the other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, ideally, I would say not at all. But I get that there are times and reasons, and that's why, like I said, that until you get a heartbeat, that gives you time to figure out what. So are you completely against? Or are you?
I'm more along the lines of you.
Okay.
Like. So.
Yeah, I know. A lot of times, especially like women are like, "Well, you're guys, you don't get it," like, but that does, like it's murder is murder. It doesn't matter who. Or, it's like saying, "Well, you can't say anything about me murdering somebody because you're not a murderer." Yeah, it's like that whole line of logic doesn't jive. I don't know. Anywho, that's the heavy topic for today.
That's the heavy topic.
I don't think there's another heavy topic on the list. So yeah, and so Kamala Harris is dodging the question. I think a lot of people would have a little bit easier time with that if they would give a week, give a time frame. Like, what exactly do you want? And there's like Roe versus Wade. Well, that's gone. What do you want?
She wants to put the law of Roe versus Wade into the legislature.
Yes, she wants to return
to where we were before June of last year.
Yes, so because we're all about going backwards.
Yeah. The opposite of progress is Congress.
Yes. Okay. So on a lighter topic, let's go something lighter now. You want poo poo or you are gay?
I want the second one. I love that video.
Sean, do you know this one, Sean? All right.
I don't think so.
This is under videos that everyone should know.
This was a widely circulated video for a period of time.
I'm sure this is an old video.
Mostly just for that one line, but the whole bit is funny.
Should I call? I want to go there and not play. There we go.
Like that. That's how you do it.
I did it before it started playing.
Apparently not.
I know. All right, so this is a.
The full interview is an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're not watching the full interview. So this is he's just a media guy. This interviewer. I don't know what you call it. I don't think he's anything else. I was thinking one time I thought he was like a politician or something from Africa. But.
Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you?
Why are you what? What's he gonna say? Why are you wearing a white jacket?
Why are you wearing glasses?
Ow, leg cramp.
Why are you wearing a pink tie?
Why? So, I love the African accent like that.
Mm-hmm. It adds something.
It's just cool sounding. Yeah. All right, let's go back a little bit.
Julian Onzima, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who said?
He
He
doesn't waste any. He's like,
opens up. Good morning. Why are you gay?
let's get down to it. We're not wasting time.
Not are you.
We've got an hour. Would you say how long is the
It's
interview?
an hour and 10 minutes.
We've got an hour and 10 minutes. We're gonna knock this out of the park in minute
Zero. But like not even like are you, or there are reports that you are just why? Why are you gay?
Well, he when he was introducing her, he said you're transgender or something or other. Yeah.
Says I'm gay.
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you?
I think he got it. I think he nailed it.
How can I describe you?
Let me just describe you and to be like, how can I describe you? He's even laughing. Just like,
why are you gay?
I am Pepe Julian Onzima.
His claim is he's biologically fated to be a woman.
Kakadichi, what makes him?
I'm glad Pepe is back.
I'm glad she has got.
Can you shake hands before we proceed?
he's glad she's black.
I think they said glad they're back.
You sure?
I'm not sure.
Let's go back.
What makes him?
I'm glad Pepe is back.
I'm glad he has.
Yeah, there's no L.
I don't know. I heard black.
She has got.
Can you shake hands before we proceed?
Of course. How are you, Pepe? Nsaba mukama amanyi go gayingira omwana wa phone.
I don't know what he just said.
He's speaking language.
Yeah, I don't.
No. Kamusabire ko Rwanda.
No. Pastor. Let's maintain.
Oh, he's holding a Bible. He's
a pastor.
He said something biblical to her. Him.
I like the headline there. Should homosexuals be given attention in Uganda?
Well, they probably don't want it because I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Probably.
Maintain civility on the show. Let's maintain civility. Let's maintain civility. Pastor.
Why are you gay? Let's maintain civility.
Well, at least he was respectful about it.
Semper argues that these are the instruments you use.
These are vegetables.
I've never seen this. All I've ever heard is the "you are gay" part. I've never seen him hold up a banana.
These are the tools that
these
you
are
use.
the instruments of your trade.
These are vegetables.
Yes.
Vino.
I eat this on
Yes.
my plate.
You eat them on your plate.
Yes.
You don't use them when you're having carnal knowledge.
Actually,
When you're having
When
carnal
you're having
knowledge.
carnal knowledge.
Having
I'm gonna
carnal
have some of that
knowledge.
carnal knowledge. With a side of, I don't know if those are squash or bananas.
What are your views, comments, and opinion? You can only have one
and
opinion.
Semper should stop misinforming the public.
Kati ono alimba.
Saying.
You are paid heavily to promote homosexuality in Uganda. What's your reaction?
Says, got you.
It
While
is
he's
not
eating
true.
that banana thing.
He claims I have a lot of money. I'm wearing fancy clothes and all that.
He is wearing fancy clothes.
It is a nice
I
suit.
mean, the black with the white and the pink tie. I mean, that's snazzy.
it's
I mean,
a nice
it's very
suit, yeah.
80s, but this may be from the 80s.
I
don't
would
even
wear
know.
that suit.
Does it ever say when this is from?
No.
I like the description.
The description is why are you gay?
I do not even earn the amount of money he thinks.
You should turn to the guy eating that whatever it is, because it's obviously not a banana. He's eating it like an apple. You should just turn to him and be like, "Are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Are you partaking in the carnal knowledge?
Are you having carnal?
Why are you having carnal knowledge with that papaya? I don't know what that is."
I do not even earn $100 a month or even annual.
The guy can't even talk. He's so enjoying that fruit.
They do not even earn $100 a month or even annually.
I think he said he doesn't even have $100.
A month or even annually.
I do not make the money that he thinks that we make.
Okay, a carrot with a banana. And I want this young woman to explain to you.
Let's give him a chance.
What does she use for
Pepe.
sex? What do you use for sex? What do you use?
Gender.
What do you use for sex? As a man,
Stop
this
insulting my food.
You see,
Senpai.
they don't even want to talk about
Okay,
it.
let's hear from him. Let's hear from him. Let's hear from Pepe. Pepe, I need your
Why don't you respect yourself?
You say she moo-moos it?
I don't know, but I like her response there. Why don't you respect yourself?
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Check yourself before you Shrek yourself.
No,
Pastor,
how do
Pastor,
you?
Can you become for now?
No.
Can you become? And let him respond.
Okay, I'll
Let
put
him
these ones
respond to
here.
you.
I'll put these ones here to see if she will answer. When you take a man, this is a man's genital, and you insert them into
He's looking down like, no, that's a banana. Like, I don't think you're making a point here.
the intestine. Okay, they put their genitals into the excretory system. This excretory system is not designed to receive. It is only for exit.
I've always said exit only.
It's an exit only.
Lusanya nekiyulika nekitirika omusaayi nekiryoka kitambuza obulwadde. That is for men. For women, what they do is they begin their sexual acts because she does not have the equipment. They begin to use their lips. So the mouth is used to lick the other person. That's number one. It creates oral gonorrhea. Many lesbians have oral gonorrheas, oral syphilis. Number two.
Oh, gonorrhea. Gonorrhea.
Oral gonorrhea.
Oral gonorrhea.
Also, I don't think that's a purely lesbian and gay issue.
No.
Because they don't have the equipment.
This guy must be fun on Sunday mornings. This guy's church is hop.
Equipment. They begin to use gadgets like bananas.
Gadgets?
Bananas are a gadget.
They use carrots.
Carrots.
They use banana.
By the way, that is the limpest carrot I've ever seen. You see a carrot, it's like...
And we're using banana again.
They use cucumbers and other metallized ones, and they put them.
Metallized one.
I don't think that was a cucumber.
No, I don't.
Unless what he was
like
eating.
The video quality is very poor.
Unless what he was eating before was a cucumber.
No, it wasn't the right color. I don't know. Maybe they have different cucumbers in Africa.
I don't know.
Them inside themselves. Nebitandika okola ki? Okubataganya.
We're on the same page.
Why don't
This
you
guy
fight
is well
for
versed.
heteros as well?
What do you mean?
Heterosexuals.
What do you mean? Fight for heterosexuals. What do you mean fighting for heterosexuals?
For their rights. Yeah, for their rights.
They are so. I am a human rights defender.
What
I'm
is
not
that?
limited.
Sodomy
I am not
defender.
limited.
You
I
are
am
an
not
activist
limited.
for LGBTI.
Aye.
I am an
Lesbians,
activist.
gays,
Bisexual, abo bonna bagwagwa.
transgender, and intersexuals.
Ono yabakwatira
Let me tell you
bendera.
something.
Where's
All right. Could you imagine if we had to do the list now?
It's a long list. It's like twice as long
Yes.
at least.
My favorite is the Canadian one. There's a
What?
two S at the end. It's two spirit. The natives in Canada call it two spirits. Someone is being of two spirits.
Oh.
So they added two S to theirs.
I think they generally just shorten it to just LGBTQ.
the H?
The H.
Human
Bo
rights.
bakwatira
I
bendera.
told you earlier. I am a human rights
Abagwagwa bonna ono
activist.
yabakwatira bendera.
For this group, there are different people who work on different things. Like he does something different. You know,
Naye
I do
tokimanyi
something
HIV
different.
tomuyina.
The
Badde
final
nkuba
one.
omu-
The final one. Don't you think you need to interface so that
No, I have to pray for this young woman as I read the scripture for her. My daughter, I want to read for you a scripture.
No, I should
kamusomere
take charge of this.
No, I want to read for
No,
her.
he's not
I
ready.
didn't-
He heard interface and he was thinking something completely different.
This pastor, I don't know about him.
He's not
Yesu
ready to
yagamba nti tuli bagobamu emizimu
Simon,
era
I
ekyawandiikibwa
think
kigamba
No.
Yesu
I'm afraid.
yagamba
Pastor, no. I'm afraid you're not going to do this.
ngenda kusaba na
Because my
munnimi
guest is not
robo
comfortable.
shandara
No.
basikiri
Well, on that note, we thank you very much. That's all we have.
My Bible doesn't say that.
I have a
Rubba-dubba-dibby-dub.
I really respect this interview guy because, like, you can tell that he has his own opinions on this, and obviously Uganda is probably not the best country to be gay in, but he's still trying to keep it very civil and everything.
What is the best country to be gay in?
Probably America or like Canada, overall.
Canada.
Like, it's still not great. but they're probably the better countries.
Yeah.
For you, good morning, the morning grace continues. Be blessed.
I don't care what language you're speaking. That can't be real. He's just making noises.
He's just trying some
it's
new
like
sounds.
like the same noise over and over again.
Just trying out some new sounds.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I actually give this interview guy a lot of props for staying, trying to stay.
And he's dressed very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
2 out of 3 of them are.
All right, on that note, we
Well-
wind up, and that ends the show. The morning grace.
He looks a little uncomfortable there.
The interview was dressed nice. The other one was dressed like Michael Jackson from the 80s.
Yeah, but I would wear that. I would wear it.
It's pretty close to what I wore at my wedding.
I know.
I wanted the black shirt. I couldn't do the black shirt. I had to get a white shirt.
The pastor just came in with a Hawaiian shirt and some slacks.
And a Bible. One of the biggest. Yeah, like
That's like way bigger than the ones you get in a hotel.
yes. All right. So that was.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Like right off the bat.
Why are you gay?
Hello and welcome. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Yes.
Now we eat the poo-poo.
What?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
I think I have seen this before, or at least heard that part of it.
You want to watch the Eat the Poo Poo?
Sure.
Yeah, let's round it out.
This guy is another preacher, I believe.
Oh.
Eat the poo-poo.
Yeah. Another guy out of Africa, too.
Oh, of course.
They're not so fond of the gays.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pastor Dr. Martin Semper.
Okay, I guess I should put it on screen for everybody else.
Probably. That would be nice.
Nah, they don't want to see it.
So this is a pastor from some other African place. In God we trust, for God and my country. Okay. Let us see. This is some kind of...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pastor Dr. Martin Semper. I'm here in the capacity as the chairman of the National Task Force Against Homosexuality in Uganda. We are making legislation to make sure that sodomy and homosexuality never sees the light of legality in this land of the Pearl of Africa.
Never sees the light of
This
legality.
guy doesn't want anything to do with it.
No.
Nothing. The light of legality.
I thought he was going to go light of day.
No, he went
I've
far.
taken time to do a little research to...
How much research do you think he's done?
And did the research.
I'm thinking he's done a lot of research.
I'm thinking he spent a lot of time researching.
Oh, he spent hours and hours researching. The guy next to him was crying already.
know what homosexuals do in the privacy of their bedroom. One of the things they do is called anal licking. Where...
Huh?
Anal licking, not leaking.
Okay.
Anal leaking is the side effect of medication. He's talking about anal licking.
Anal licking.
In the privacy of their own home.
A man's anus is licked like this.
Anus?
He's got demonstrations. He's got
noises.
He's got it all.
He's done so much research.
He wants to make sure they know what he's talking about.
It's not an anus. It's an anus.
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 Leaking the anus.
By the other person. Like ice cream. And then what happens?
Like ice cream. It's like an ice cream.
Like an ice cream.
Like a chocolate ice cream.
Even poo-poo comes out. They haven't poo-poo's out, huh? And then they eat the poo-poo.
The poo-poo comes out. And they eat the poo-poo.
They eat the poo-poo.
Do you think
I don't think they eat the poo-poo.
No. Do you think he's seen Two Girls, One Cup?
I haven't, and I refuse.
Have you?
No.
Good.
And I don't want to.
Keep it that way.
I'm going to tell you.
The other one they do is they have a sex practice called fisting, where they insert their hand into the other man's hand, and it goes all into the...
He's poking the guy's belly from the back. I don't think they go that far in.
I don't think they do.
I don't think that's good.
Oh my god.
You don't go that far in on either side.
And that's all the way. And it is so painful. They
It's so painful.
have to take drugs, but they enjoy it.
It's so painful they have to take drugs, but they enjoy it.
Okay. Okay.
He's done a little research. He's done a little research.
Just a little. Just a little.
Now, if we have any children, please step out.
Now he tells the children to step
Wait
out.
a minute. It's about to get bad.
It's about to get bad.
He just visually demonstrated anal licking and fisting, but wait, and eating the poo-poo.
But now
wait,
the children have to
children
leave.
need to leave now. Okay.
This is a parental guidance moment. That child can be moved out. So I've done research. This is what they do. Number one, you can see a man here.
I don't see anything wrong with
That
that.
looks like an ultrasound.
It looks like a picture of the JFK assassination.
Sucked the other person's rectum, and the other person is poo-pooing, and this one is eating the poo-poo all over the place. Huh?
That guy's like,
Tell
I'm
me,
into this.
when you have a law against homosexuality, do you say except eating poo-poo?
Keep in mind, he's done a little research.
How would that work? A law against homosexuality except the eating of poo-poo. So everything leading up to the eating the poo-poo would be illegal, but the eating the poo-poo is okay? I don't think he thought that through.
I don't think he did either. I don't think they have a law that says no homosexuality except eating of the poo-poo.
Right there,
I
pretty
love
much.
that slide. There's nothing is capitalized. There's no punctuation. It's just it's perfect.
Number one, you can see a man here having sucked the other person's
That guy, that third guy on the him, he has some reactions to this statement, this picture.
rectum,
Do you see this? Is this right? What is on that book?
For God and Mike. Oh, that book?
It's
That
like
looks
a
like
bird?
a geography book.
Like a bird.
and the other person is poo-pooing, and this one is eating the poo-poo all over the place. Huh?
Did someone just say, "Oh yeah"?
Someone said, "Oh yeah."
He's like, "Keep going. I'm almost there."
Tell me, when you have a law against homosexuality, do you say except eating poo-poo? I mean,
The guy's like, "I need some pictures. No one's gonna believe this." Obama.
Is that Obama?
It
Oh,
says, Obama. It literally says
There's
Obama.
a poster behind the man speaking.
I bet
that
Obama's
says-
glad he's in the video about eating the poo poo. This guy's got a face like he's very serious.
Yeah,
He has trained himself not to react.
look at
And
this
it's
guy
paying off.
sincerely.
Look at that
Bishop.
back middle.
He's like, pass this
Look
around.
at that
Wonderful
poster.
life.
He's like, I'm gonna get sick all over my nice suit. This guy's dressed impeccably. Yellow,
He looks like he's laughing.
matching tie and
And another thing to note, that poster behind him, Barack Obama, back off.
they don't like Obama.
They don't.
Huh? Hajat.
the guy's like, wait, I get a little closer. I can't quite see.
We do not want this sickness. This is sick and it's therefore deviant. We do not want it. Now, they start off by touching each other's genitals and smelling each other. Then this one smears the poo-poo all over the other person's face. As if that is not enough, he puts the hand deeper. As Africans, we want
Deeper.
Oh no!
If that is not enough, he puts the hand deeper.
to ask Barack Obama to explain to us, is this what he wants to bring to Africa?
I didn't know. Barack Obama was bringing eating the poo poo to Africa.
Barack Obama invented African homosexuality. Apparently.
But did you hear? There's rumors now that he's gay.
I mean, have you? Yeah.
I mean,
I've
they've been
heard.
around for a while. But
Yeah.
Tucker
People
Carlson,
saying Michelle Obama looking a little manly over here.
Tucker Carlson did a whole hour-long interview with the guy who claims that he had a meetup with Obama before he was president. Yeah.
Could you imagine? Like, no one would believe you.
No, and nobody pretty much does. But it was still a good, funny interview.
A human right to eat the poo-poo.
Now, let me be clear. I could not imagine ever eating the poo-poo. But I'm all for everybody's right to eat the poo-poo
in the privacy of their own home, far away from
not in town square. Yeah.
What he's doing
in the middle
is
of
worse.
Strassenfest.
What he's doing, he has a whole group of people. He's just throwing.
He's like in a church or something talking about.
I mean, yeah, what you do in the privacy of your own bedroom. I mean, you eat the poo-poo all you want. I don't care.
Don't get me sick with the poo-poo disease. I don't know what kind of things live in poo-poo.
And that's not good. Oh, they're losing their mind.
They are. Like, you almost want to believe that that's a skit, but it's not.
No.
I added one more video link while we're on the topic.
Oh, thank you!
Funny videos.
This is way.
That's a stand-up guy.
It's right underneath that link. Oh, I didn't insert the link.
It's not a link.
I
That's
totally
not a link.
inserted the link.
That is not a link, Matt.
It's a link for me.
There
There you go. Yeah. So this is from, I think, like a soap opera type thing.
The music sounds very soap opera.
Oh yeah.
And I just think it's really funny. Like, why are you running?
And then he says why she's running. Why are you running? Because you owe me money. Well, that's why she's running. She doesn't want to pay you the money.
Like, ah!
And who runs like that? Like sideways, like
Apparently
hunched
she
over.
does.
You're not getting very far.
You're really not.
Apparently she was like that.
Apparently. All right. Let's see. So do this McCarthy one. So this is Speaker of the House.
What impeachment inquiry is to do is to get answers to questions. Are you concerned? What impeachment inquiry is to do is to get answers to questions. Are you concerned about all the stuff that was just recently learned? Do you have any concern? Have you asked the White House any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
They're talking about the, they just started impeachment proceedings for Biden based on Hunter Biden's laptop and business dealings and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, first of all, he's being interviewed by reporters and he's asking the questions.
That's a real power move right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree do you believe the president lied to the American public when he said he'd never talked to his son about business dealings? Yes or no? It's all right.
I can't answer that.
You can't answer that?
I can't answer that.
That's
You believe. I can't answer that. So you're saying you're not allowed to answer what you believe? Okay.
Do you believe when they said the president went on conference calls? Do you believe that happened?
That's what the testimony says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe the president went to Cafe Milano and had dinner with the clients of Hunter Biden, who believes he got those clients because he was selling the brand?
That's what the testimony
Okay.
says.
Do you believe Hunter Biden, when you saw the video of him driving a Porsche, that he got $143,000 to buy that Porsche the next day? Do you believe that?
Do you believe
you could?
Do you believe you could fly?
They put a man on the moon.
Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe in magic?
The $3 million from the Russian oligarch that was transferred to the shell companies that the Bidens controlled after the dinner from Cafe Milano took place?
So the testimony says.
Okay, then I go back. Do you think the president lied? That he?
But is that an impeachable? Is lying an impeachable?
Well, you want to know? I'm not saying impeachment.
I'm pretty sure President
Nixon?
No.
What?
No.
I'm thinking of presidents who've been impeached.
Clinton. Clinton was impeached for lying. I mean, not
Was
where
it
he
for
had to
lying?
leave office impeachment, but he was impeached, which I'm pretty sure for lying about having sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky.
Have we? I don't think anyone's been successfully impeached. I think everyone has stepped down before it's happened.
Well, no,
right?
Trump was impeached for something.
Yeah, but did that did that remove him
No,
from
no,
office?
They do these impeachments that don't. That they find him. Impeachment is just finding him guilty of something, but depending on the severity, they don't usually have to leave office for it.
And no impeachment has ever.
It's just like
There were
it's just
impeachments
like a
that
check
would have
mark on
been
your
bad
record.
enough to remove them from office, but
Right.
they always stepped down.
Which is like Nixon.
Yeah.
Nixon stepped down before.
So we've never had a president impeached
thrown
out of office.
Thrown out of office. Yeah, we've never had a president thrown out of office.
Because every time they were about to, they stepped down.
Yeah, which is really, I think it's just Nixon. I don't think anybody else.
I think there was at least one more. I don't know.
Maybe way back. I don't know.
All I'm saying is, I would like to know answers to these questions. The American public ought to know, and that's what impeachment inquiry provides.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, so just asking her a question and asking, do you believe this? Well, yeah, well,
A new one.
this is
That's what the
on
testimony
the record.
says.
That's what
That's what the testimony says. Okay.
But do you believe it? Well, can you be impeached for lying? Well, yes, you can be impeached for lying. That's pretty much how that works.
Lying to the American public.
Yes, lying to the American public. And we'll do this one, and the other one can probably wait till next week. So this is the U.S. government avoided a shutdown. I really wouldn't mind if the government shut down for a while. But
I have a couple of friends that are in military branches.
Okay, yeah.
And like, if the government shuts down, they basically don't get paid.
Well, so I'm happy they get paid.
Yeah. Me too. And one of them is currently deployed to an unknown location. So like, he's been, when they're deployed, they make bank pretty much. Like, he's got a lot of money saved.
Yeah. My thing is, if they're getting close to having to shut the government down, why don't all the lawmakers start with their salaries?
Yeah, let's cut Congress's salary a little bit, huh?
We should.
If they can't reach an agreement about how to spend the money, well, let's just cut
I'm pretty
their pay.
sure being a member of Congress is not supposed to be a full-time job.
No, it's not.
Shouldn't.
And it's not supposed to make you rich. You're supposed to make like the average salary of an average American.
Yeah, right. Let's see the Congress live off of the average salary and then see what happens.
Yeah. Government shutdown was prevented after Congress passed a stopgap funding measure ahead of critical midnight deadline in a whirlwind day on Capitol Hill. President Joe Biden signed the bill late Saturday night. Catch up here.
Yeah, so they signed this bill into action like right before their deadline.
Yeah, and I think it's only good for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's just so that they can keep November 17th.
Yeah, so month and a half.
It includes natural disaster aid, but no more funding for Ukraine or border security.
I like that. Well, I'm sure by November 17th they'll send Ukraine a bunch of money.
The stopgap bill originally included funding for Ukraine, but the funds were dropped after some conservatives raised objections.
Good, they should.
We don't need to keep funding Ukraine. We just don't.
What are your views on border security? We've never talked about border security.
Okay. I'm not.
Immigration. What's your views on immigration?
Can you be more specific? Because I haven't thought too much about this topic, to be honest.
Well, I mean,
like, if you're just asking me what are my views on people from other countries just coming to America,
well, yeah,
like, I don't care.
Okay.
As long as they enter the country without, like, stowing away or whatever. Enter the country correctly, I would say. I don't care. That's what America is. We're a melting pot.
Yeah.
You come, you live here, you get your American dream that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So I'm all for open borders, but not open borders where anybody can just walk across the border. You need to have
like what we used to have with Canada, right? Didn't we used to have like a pure open border with them?
Right. You didn't even need a passport.
So there is a problem though with like our Mexico border because of all the cartels trying to get drugs into the country.
Which I'm all for a wall down And down there, even Canada, put a wall up there. I don't care. Put a wall everywhere. Because you need to control so you know who's coming in and out of your country.
Yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, as long,
I don't want to stop anyone coming into the country for any reason other than, like, they're a wanted criminal or something.
Like, yeah, vet their history, find out what.
But
yeah. But
I don't want to stop anyone because of where they're from.
Like,
or
and even like visiting Canada was one thing. To actually move to Canada, it's more involved. There's money involved and stuff.
There's a whole process because
and
you're becoming a citizen.
Right. Same thing with coming to America to get a visa. It's expensive. I get that. Which I'm all for lowering that. Like, I don't care if it's like free, as long as you do the paperwork and we know who you are and we know you don't have some terrible criminal history or you used to be a Nazi or whatever. Whatever the criteria is going to be. I mean,
I don't care where you're from. I don't care what languages you speak. If you want to come to America, that's what this country was created for.
Yeah. See, I go against a lot of Republicans on this because a lot of them don't want people coming in. I'm like, I don't care if they come in as long as they come in legally. Yeah. Which is like also against the Democrats because they're just like, just let them all in. Well, we need to know who's coming in.
Don't let them all in. Don't let literally anyone with a
all citizens have a social security number. You know who we are. We need to know who these people coming in are.
Yeah. When you're born, I think you have an option to, like, you can opt out of having your child get put into the Social Security program. No. I've heard people avoiding that somehow.
No.
And it's like
you didn't used to have to do it right away. Like, it used to be you had to get your Social Security number before you got your first job because that was how they tracked your pay, your Social Security.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure now they give it to you at birth. Like, I'm pretty sure it's with the birth certificate kind of thing. It's automatic.
Yeah,
and you can't opt out. That's a citizen thing.
The government's been tracking us for our entire lives.
I know.
Let's just keep track of who is coming in.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep eyes on them constantly. Just keep track of who's coming in, who's going out.
That's all I ask.
I just want to know. Keep a tally.
Yes.
Who's in, who's out.
I want to know who they are. Who they are and what they've done that I don't like.
And then after that, I couldn't care less.
Yeah. As long as they're here legally and they've got the paperwork, do what you want. Well, legally, do what you want and legal stuff. Sean, thoughts?
I'm the same. Hi.
Third person podcast. 3 people who think exactly the same.
No, we have some differing opinions. We keep things civil here.
Well, yeah.
You can disagree without having an all-out.
Yeah. Well, we kind of disagree on the abortion thing a little bit.
Yeah, we don't have fully the same view there.
Yeah, so
similar, because we have similar environment and everything. But.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no border security, which I do think we need to boost that. I think there's a problem with the border.
So does that mean the government agents on, like, the Mexico border just aren't getting paid?
I'm sure, and even your friends in the military, I'm sure they would still get paid.
If it went into full shutdown, they wouldn't.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what they were. We talked about it last night.
Oh. But then when it came back, they'd get back pay.
Yeah, I think so. But they wouldn't be getting.
It would kind of
paid
suck, but
it.
it would be nice getting that one lump sum at the end.
It would feel nice. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But during the shutdown, they would be SOL.
So originally had the Ukraine funding in there. They took it out because the conservatives complained, which they should.
And then they released a statement saying they're going to vote on Ukraine funding in the coming weeks.
Yes.
How about we focus on our own country first?
Well, that would be nice. We cannot, under any circumstance, allow American support for Ukraine to be interrupted.
It's already been interrupted.
Why not? Why can we not allow that? Why is Biden so dead set on, and the Democrats really, and really most of the Republicans too? Why are they so dead set on?
They probably have, like, illegal businesses over there.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
How about we go back to neutral America that
I
existed?
don't know that America's ever been neutral.
When it was first founded,
You're thinking of Switzerland.
No, America. So when it was founded on the idea of let's be neutral. But then, the second there was a war and, like, France asked for help, we were like, we're not helping you.
Yeah. Well, we had to get a statue.
And then after World War, I think just after World War One, it was officially like, okay, we're in the fight.
Yeah.
We're not neutral anymore. We obviously have our allies here. Let's stop pretending.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since we've been neutral.
Couple hundred
I
years.
wish we would be more neutral.
I wish we wouldn't deal with other countries unless it's something that directly affects us.
And even then, if it's something that affects us but doesn't threaten us, stay out.
Yeah, like what country are we getting aid from?
Like any war between countries is going to affect us in some way. But as long as it doesn't threaten us in any way, like fine, do your
Which
thing.
America is geologically.
Like how much would that have sucked when like our not the Civil War, our war against England, Revolutionary War. Like if a bunch of countries joined England against it, like that would have sucked, you know.
But I mean, well, at that time, England was like the overarching, like the only people that I think could even compete were like Spain.
Yeah.
And France just kind of sent us some aid.
Yeah.
Because Ben Franklin was like, "Hey, I'm cool," and France was like, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah, you are.
It's him and Hamilton. Yeah. Both of them got aid from France. They both took part in convincing France to aid us.
Yeah.
I think Thomas Jefferson was also part of that.
I'm sure most of the founding fathers had
Ben
a lot
Franklin's
of
son
had a lot of
fought against America.
Did he?
Yeah, he fought on the British side.
Cool. So McCarthy, which we just saw in the last video, put the bill that would win support from Democrats put his speakership at risk as hardline conservatives continue to threaten a vote to oust him from the top House leadership post.
He was defiant, daring his detractors to try to push him out, as he argued he did what was needed to govern effectively. If somebody wants to make a motion against me, bring it. There has to be an adult in the room. I'm going to govern with what's best for this country. I can appreciate that statement.
Yes.
Yeah. I did see a little bit about this fire alarm thing.
Fire alarm? Is this part of the same story?
No. New York Representative Jamal Bowman pulled a fire alarm in a House office building on Saturday morning, shortly before the House was scheduled to vote on the funding bill, which he said was an accident. Okay, so it is related. I was trying to get to a door. I thought the alarm would open the door.
What? Wait a minute. Wait. How old is this guy?
Jamal Bowman.
I bet he's one of these older feeble
47.
people. No, never mind. He's just an idiot.
Yeah.
A lot of them are.
House Ethics Committee should look into it. Well, GOP McLean told CNN she was circulating a resolution to censor Bowman. Ooh, censor.
Oh boy. Censure. What does that mean? To censure.
It's basically saying we don't like what you did.
Well, I mean, if it turns out he pulled that fire alarm to try to stop them from voting,
He pulled the get out of a test in high school trick.
Yeah, except he was trying to get the government to shut down for a little bit.
I thought that opened the door. Like
I was trying to get to my vote, and the door that usually opened wasn't open.
I was
what
trying
else
to cast
am I
my
gonna do?
vote. I thought that was a ballot machine.
Like the door's not open. There's an alarm. I figured it open. You know.
I mean, that's one way to open a door. And Joe Biden signed it, so now the government's not shut down for a month and a half.
These people are running our country.
Scary. That one Feinstein passed away. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, the 90-year-old, the oldest woman in the House or Congress or whatever she's in.
I really think there should be an upper limit.
She was a senator.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the people that are in there would have to vote on it.
Yeah, I know.
And they won't. Like, why don't they
Senators
vote
get a lot
on?
of money.
Why don't they make a law that sets a limit, say 70, 75 even, but everybody who's already in office can be grandfathered in. Let them, and then they're covered.
Right.
Like
and
you get to keep your job
until you
but
die.
Going forward,
you get to
Yeah.
keep your job until you die or finally decide to retire
Yes.
with your millions of
But
dollars.
Going forward, let's try to keep the
Let's try to keep it people who will have to live with the consequences of your decisions.
Yes. One of my new favorite expressions. Try to keep the shit to shoe level.
I don't know what that means, but I love it.
You're trying to keep the shit low, down to your shoe level. You don't want to get in high. You don't want brown socks. You want to keep it down to shoe level.
Okay.
Where you can
Get my
walk
brown
on
pants.
it. You can walk on it
Get my
without
brown
getting
socks.
too messy. I think that's about. There's another story on there, but that's not a time thing. That can wait, probably. Ammonia. I can't say ammonia.
Ammonia.
That one and pneumonia.
It's not a very long story.
We'll leave it. Give us a head start for next week.
All right. Sounds good to me.
There's something else.
Tune in next week for Illinois truck full of pneumonia. Full of pneumonia. This truck.
Now, that would be something.
This truck just had pneumonia up to here, like oof.
Pneumonia tanker. It's a sci-fi horror
Sci-fi original movie.
Pneumonia tanker. It's
Where's my
actually
sci-fi channel, but for horror movies?
Huh?
I want a sci-fi channel, but for horror,
just the horror genre. Yeah.
so that they have like
and they
horror.
they can share things like Shark Week.
Just have a bunch of studio-made horror movies
I don't
about
even
sharks.
think Shark Week is sci-fi. That's
History Channel.
What was Megalodon? Like they've got like Megalodon,
Yeah, Shark Week is Megalodon.
but Sci-Fi Channel's got like Megalodon.
Sharktopus versus Croca something.
Yes, the sci-fi whoever the guy was who comes up with names for their movies.
He was just
giant shark.
He's got dartboards lined up, right? So he hits shark, octopus, alligator, shrimp, and like he makes a movie out of those four things.
I would watch Shark, Octopus, Alligator, Shrimp.
Sharktopus versus Shrimpagator. It's a giant alligator mixed with a shrimp, so it's a regular sized alligator.
What was the alligator story we had? What was it? The
emotional support alligator.
Emotional support shrimpagator.
Oh, but it's one of those shrimps, the bullet shrimp. You know about these?
No.
But I think they're called bullet shrimp. There is a type of shrimp that like lives in the ocean, obviously, but like
do tell.
They can basically punch so fast that they instantly boil the water in a short area around where they hit. Look at them. That's a pistol shrimp.
Are you shitting me? What was that kung fu guy? The 1-inch power punch.
Oh, I don't know who did the 1-inch punch.
What was that?
Is that Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, one of them?
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, a shrimp.
Bruce Lee shrimp.
A shrimp saw Bruce Lee and said, "I'm gonna try that." And like whenever they punch or like hit with their claw, the water like right around where they hit gets instantly boiled.
How do they not cook themselves?
Their claw's tough. It sounds so made up, right? But it's a real thing. The pistol shrimp. Look it up. It's great.
We'll have pistol shrimp for next week.
I would love to watch.
Not to eat, like a video.
Sharktopus versus pistol shrimp alligator.
Pistol shrimp gator.
Pistigator.
I do not want to see a shrimp that could punch that, a gator that could punch that hard and go into a death roll. No, thank you. All right. So,
thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for watching us be silly.
We had some fun this week.
Hope you hit the thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe, follow stuff.
Whatever the kids say these days. Hit that bell.
You are the kids.
I'm not. He's the kids.
You think I know?
You're the youngins. You should.
I don't.
You're in the demographic.
I still don't.
You're in the Democratic.
No. Yeah, we will be back next week. Oh, yeah. We have to pre-record next week.
We do?
Because I'll be in Cleveland.
Why?
Unless you know how to do like a Zoom thing, but we don't have all that set up.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It does sound. We'll just pre-record something.
Microsoft Teams.
So no live episode next week. Then.
No, because yeah, we're going Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. So, yeah.
Sounds fun.
So we can record something Saturday, lunchish, noonish.
Tune in for that.
Yes, it'll be pre-recorded, but we'll set it up to play like it's live.
We can do that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You could schedule it through Restream.
That is cool.
So, yeah.
So
if you don't
tune in,
see
same
this
bat
part,
time,
if you don't
same
see this
bat
part,
channel.
you'll think it's live.
Same bat time,
We can
same
actually-
bat channel.
Yeah, so 5 o'clock next Sunday, and then we will talk about bullet shrimp,
Pistol shrimp.
pistol shrimp, bullet shrimp. Oh, I got a good
Another
movie.
name for it too.
Pistol shrimp on a bullet train.
Did you see Bullet Train?
Yes.
That was a good movie.
Yes.
It's also called a snapping shrimp.
Shut up.
Look at the
larger
size of that
claw.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lobster.
Yeah, it's one claw is massive.
There's lobsters are like that. Lobster have like a little pincher and a big pincher.
Yeah,
That's-
but this is the
I don't
size of
like
a shrimp.
I don't like food that isn't symmetrical.
Look at that thing.
But this is the size of a shrimp. Florida's most dangerous gunslinger. We'll get into pistol shrimp next week.
Florida man.
Florida man's a pistol shrimp. They're so colorful. That's another
That's
pistol
some
shrimp.
freaky stuff right there.
Tune in next week to see what
Tune in
we're
next
looking
week and we will show you pistol shrimp. Promise.
at. It will not live up to the hype, but it will be exciting.
Yes.
I love pistol shrimp.
Give me some of them pistol shrimps. What's some of them shrimps you got? We got gator shrimp. We got
Pistol shrimp. We got bullet shrimp.
Creole
We got
shrimp.
shark shrimp.
We got shark shrimp.
We got shrimp flavored
gators.
toothpaste.
Lieutenant Dan.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, what happened to your legs?
Pistol shrimp.
Pistol shrimp got my legs. Oh, jeez.
How cool would that be to make him work on a shrimp boat after a pistol shrimp
It was his
punched
dream.
his legs off?
No one made him. It was his dream to
it
have
wasn't
a shrimp
Lieutenant
company.
Dan's dream.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
No, it was Forrest Gump's dream. I thought.
No.
No, that was
Oh.
Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant
been a
Dan
long
was all
time.
about shrimp.
I thought it was the black guy was all about.
Oh, maybe it was in Lieutenant Dan.
I don't
just
think
helped him.
Lieutenant Dan cared. He just wanted to not be useless.
I think you're right.
Anyway,
I don't
so next week, tune in for more stuff. And we will be here somewhat.
In spirit.
Semi-live.
We'll be here in spirit and in soul.
Yes. And maybe if I'm not doing anything in Cleveland, I'll hang out in the chat while the show's on. Because I don't know what there is to do in Cleveland for 3 days. I told your mother, I'm like, good news and bad news. I said I've got the
Have
booked
I
the
got
hotel.
a video for you?
I've got a hotel. It's like, okay. I was like, for 3 days. I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do in Cleveland for 3 days. We have something for Monday night, Saturday and Sunday. Anyway, so 7 days from now, minus an hour and a half. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay strong.
And stay funny.
Stay super.
Funny.
Stay awesome.
Stay funny.
Stay funny.